Hi, Sterling. You're the first one here. Grab first if you want. And give me a moment. Need to pull up chat here. Okay. Hi, Sterling. Congrats on getting first spear. How you doing? Hopefully the audio sounds okay. The mic was misbehaving a bit before stream, but like right before I pressed the go live button. The cord the mic is plugged into is very sensitive. It doesn't like to be in certain positions for some reason. Hi, Wow Burger. How you doing, Wow? Good to see you, sweetheart. Hope you guys all had a good day. Hope you are having a good week. Hope you had something yummy to eat today. I am sleepy. I am sleepy. We do have the first ad break here in about 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. But I don't know why I'm so sleepy. I think I got enough sleep. But just that part. You just want scratches and good boy whispers? Or do you just want the scratches, Sterling? Good boy works too? You got it. I'm sleepy. I had an appointment in the afternoon that I thought was on Friday, but my brain got confused, I think, because my brother was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the card shop, local game store on Friday? The whatever date Friday is, the 6th." I was like, "Okay." And then I think in my brain I was like, "Okay, that thing that the appointment is also on Friday," but no, it was today. So that was a bit of a surprise. And yeah. So, and I did some reading today. I finished the first chapter or whatever. And the moon is a harsh mistress. Harsh mistress. It's good. I like it so far. I want to read more. Okay. Good boy, Sterling. Good boy. Sorry, voice crack. Good boy, Sterling. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, look at you. Such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Mm-hmm. Very, very good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, Sterling. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Sterling. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Mm-hmm. You're a very, very good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. 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 Sorry about the sniffles. it's warming up around here. Like last week. Was it last week? Maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't remember. It was probably last week. Um, I I heard some mourning doves. That was neat. Sorry if that's loud. But they're back. They're back. There's a, why? Annoying maybe? I don't know. I hardly ever see them. There's a, the neighbor has a big pine tree, or whatever. It's a tree with pine needles, and they roost in there. So do the crows. Lots of birds do, because it's very, you know, you can't. It's hard to see in that tree. um, but yeah, I've seen him a couple of times, and I saw a robin. Saw a robin in the backyard a couple days ago. My dad saw a woodpecker. I didn't. For some reason, I didn't go up to the window to look at it, but there was a woodpecker, apparently. Hi, CJ. How you doing, sweetheart? Mwah. With you. You want a good boy? Wow. Okay, give me one moment. I need to blow my nose real quick. My day was good, CJ. It was good. Oh, I'm sleepy. I'm I'm sleepy. I did some reading today. I read some of The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Apparently, it's very good. I like it so far. It's more. I think it's. I like it more than the stuff we were reading out of the 2003 anthology collection. Excuse me. So, but this was. I don't know when The Moon is a Harsh Mistress was originally published, but I flew. Thank you for the water spirit. Thank you. Sorry for the burp. Um. Oh, yeah, and there's a quick peek sippies. Thank you. There's a uh murder of crows that like span like 3 blocks in my neighborhood. There's just tons of them, and we have a walnut tree. It's a European walnut, European species of walnut. I'm pretty sure that it's sick. It's sick right now. We've had people look at it, and it's like it has like tree cancer. So it's sad. But the crows really like the walnuts. They'll pick them up and then like take them up into the branches and like peck them or whatever. Or some of them will like leave them in the road so cars run them over. Or put them on. I imagine they put them on the sidewalk so people step on them. Floop was sent here by WoW last night. So, yeah, I don't know, Sterling. It's WoW's doing. Okay. Anyway, they're very cool. They're very cool animals. But I hope you had a good day, CJ. And we'll go back from the ad break, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you. And hi, Crid. How you doing? I don't know WoW streamed. I just know WoW sent Floop here. You doing okay? It's good to hear. Crid, did you get some good sleepies? It's okay. It's good to hear, CJ. Did you get some good sleeps, Crid? Even though you said you got to stay up to watch the Grand Blue stream. Time to get fixed. Oh no. Alright, let's get you a good boy. Let's get you a good boy, wow. Floop is the artist who drew your reference. Nice. I watched a bit of Floop's VOD and the art's pretty good. Pretty good. Very cute. Wow. Okay, good. Slow, okay. Wow, you're a very, very good boy. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for lurking and chatting. Spending time with me in the streams. Thank you. It's always good to see you. Wow. Always good to see you. And you worked very, very hard this week. And I'm very, very proud of you. Good boy, wow. Good boy, wow. Good boy. Good boy, 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 good boy. Good boy, wow. Good boy. Good. Good boy, wow. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. Wow, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, wow, good boy. Wow, thank you for being who you are. Doing what you do. I think makes the world a better place in my humble opinion. Anyway. Good boy, wow, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Thank you, Floop. One second, wow. Okay. Sorry. Good boy, well, good boy. You're such a good boy, yes you are. Yes you are. Oh, look at you, such a good boy. You're a very, very good boy, yes you are. Yes you are such a good boy. Good boy, good boy, wow, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, well, good boy, good boy, good boy. Such a good boy, yes you are. Yes you are such a good boy. Good boy, well, good boy. Oh, look at you, such a good boy, yes you are. Yes you are such a good boy. There you go, well. Thank you for the redeems here. Thank you, thank you. Hope that was alright for you. Okay. Need to get good. It's slow smooches. Hold on. I'm gonna put on some chapstick. Okay. Here's your smooches, great. Here's your smooches. I only know that you and Wow and I think Gunther are here through Ardient. That's all I know. I'm pretty sure that's where you came from, Sterling. I'm pretty sure. I know that's where WoW came from. Sorry. Sorry. Burp. How long have we been going? I don't know. We'll do a few more and then count down from 10 to 1. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. There you go, Crit. Thank you for the sweet dream, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. Hope that was okay. Those were okay for you. Thank you, thank you. So I don't have this book on me. It's upstairs on a bookshelf. But my uncle really likes dinosaurs, and I really like dinosaurs. And my uncle had this book. It was like a guide to the birds of the Mesozoic or something like that. It's like a little tiny field guide with like really nice little illustrations of some. But it's just a book full of birds from the Mesozoic. I need to bring that in my room so I can read it. My uncle likes to give people things. He likes to give people things. So when they came up to visit, because they're like 2 or 3 states away, he said he was letting me borrow it. He's like, no, you can keep it. He just does this. It's what he does. And anyway, so I need to grab that book so I can read about weird little bird guys. Like it has the birds with the backward wings, the wings that fold in backwards, and the ones with like flesh membranes instead of feathers. Just a bunch of little weirdos. So I want to read more of that. But it has species in there that we know from like a single vertebra, stuff like that. Those ones don't have illustrations, but it's fine. But I do have. So I've read this book a bit on stream before. There's a book. This one is Dinosaurs: The Grand Tour. This is the 2nd edition. I don't know if they've done a 3rd edition. They did the 1st edition, and then the next year they did 2nd. So I got the 1st edition for my birthday, and then I got this one for Christmas years ago. I don't know what they did with the cover. It's like all vinyl-y and like covered in dust. Yeah. But it has like almost every dinosaur known in it. I don't know if it actually does, but it's a big book. I'm shaking it. It's a big book. So, and it's ordered from the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. And it has non-dinosaurs in here too, like mosasaurs and crocodilians and crocodilomorphs, whatever they're called. And I think we've read some of the first edition. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first edition. And there's nice illustrations for some of them. Most of them are just like silhouettes. And some of them have like whole page illustrations. Oh, there's a bookmark here. It's a insert from a Bakugan toy. Anyway. So I guess we left off at Neovinator. Neovinator. I guess. Or I put that there for some other reason. I don't remember. I don't know if I read this far. It was just I don't remember. And the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous are all like color coded. And the Cretaceous is like more than half the book. Which is as it should be. The Cretaceous was very, very long. Very long. So how many pages are there? Oh. Are you the last one in the book? No. The last thing in the book, I guess fittingly, is a mammal. Yeah, the last thing in the book is a mammal. I don't think it's not alphabetical, but the front's like everything worth knowing about dinosaurs from Ardonyx to Zuniceratops. So, I don't know. Would you guys be opposed to me reading like an entry about a dinosaur like every ASMR stream? Would that be objectionable? Oh, there's even a page about horseshoe crabs. There's even a section about horseshoe crabs. Anyway, if you want to read along, if you happen to have a copy of the expanded, updated second edition of Dinosaurs the Grand Tour, everything worth knowing about dinosaurs from Ardonyx to Zuniceratops, it's a nice book. Like, it's a heavy book. It's a soft cover, floppy cover, whatever it's called. Okay, do we want some from the Triassic, Jurassic, or Cretaceous? Wait, what sounds interesting to you guys? Triassic, Jurassic, or Cretaceous? All the weirdos are in the Triassic. There's some weirdos all over the paperback, yeah. Paperback. And then interspersed is like little like quizzes and stuff about like the Bone Wars and stuff. The Triassic? Okay. Well, should we read the preamble about the Triassic? Set the stage. Okay, we can do that. Let me drink some water. My mouth's been dry all day. It's been dry all day. Sorry, that was loud. Okay. So I kind of have to move my chair over here to this side of the mic just so the lighting in my room is behind me. So I cast a shadow on the book. Anyway. So if you want to read along, this is on page 18. We're skipping the introduction and the key and stuff like that. The contents. Yeah, skipping introduction and things like that. You guys don't care about the key because you can't see the cool pictures. Excuse me. It began around 250 million years ago with the Permian-Triassic extinction event, the so-called Great Dying, that mysteriously obliterated 9 out of 10 marine animals. Sorry, it's going to lose tracking a bit. Scooch a little. Scooch a little. It might lose tracking a bit if I look down. That obliterated... Stop it. What if I move the camera over a smidge? Maybe. Whatever. Whatever. Obliterated 9 out of 10 marine animals and 7 out of 10 land-living species, almost extinguishing life on Earth. But relatively soon afterwards, the dinosaurs began to rise, around 230 million years ago. Halfway through the Triassic period, they evolved from among a small group a group of small, slim-limbed Archosaurian predecessors, and commenced an incredible 160 million year era in which they would dominate the Earth. The dinosaurs' early evolution is gradually coming to light now. While peering back into the darkest depths of geological time is a difficult business because there are relatively few well-preserved remains, with every good find yielded by fossil-rich formations such as Argentina's Gualalasto National Park, better known as Valley of the Moon owing to its lunar clay landscape, a more detailed understanding develops of the emergence of dinosaur life. This was an era in which today's continents were connected in one great landmass called Pangaea, which was only habitable around its periphery. The center was a scorching desert, so far from the surrounding ocean called Panthalassa, that moisture never reached it. But around the cooler fringes of that huge tract of land, an astonishing diversity of animals arose, from which dinosaurs at first only formed a small minority. Mammals began to evolve. Winged flying reptiles known as pterosaurs flew through the skies. Long-necked plesiosaurs and fish-like ichthyosaurs roamed the seas, and then gradually, from being primitive little omnivorous hunters like the dinosaurs began to diverge into carnivorous theropods and herbivorous ornithischians and prosauropods. Here were the distant ancestors of the terrible killers and gargantuan plant eaters that would represent the dinosaurs' apex more than 100 million years later. The era closed with another great series of extinctions over millions of years, but the dinosaurs were not hindered. Indeed, the absence of former rivals enabled them to flourish. By the end of the Triassic, they were ready to rule the world. So the first one in the book is, of course, Herrerasaurus. But let's see. How long is this section? "45 pages long, so that's 45 animals, just about. Let's see. Is there one that seems more interesting than the others? Some of these have more text in their entries than others. like the Coelophysis, Plateosaurus, Panty-Draco. Why is it called Panty-Draco? Okay, I guess we'll read it. Panty-Draco. This is on page 37. It's from the late Triassic, 210 to 200 million years ago. Herbivorous, possibly omnivorous, was about 50 kilograms or 110 pounds, from South Wales. It was 1.8 meters long or 6 feet long. It is hard to imagine, but this was a distant ancestor of the great sauropods such as Apatosaurus, who lived 50 million years later, whereas those heavily built animals thundered along on all fours. Prosauropods such as Panty-Draco were semi-quadrupedal, that is, they walked on four legs but often reared up on their hindquarters. This made them the first herbivores that could browse leaves from high branches. Estimates of its adult size are sketchy, as the fossil remains discovered in South Wales are only partial and from a young animal. Panty-Draco was for a while considered a species of Thecodontosaurus, but further study in 2007 proved it merited its own genus. The name refers to the plant Pantyphynoncori, where its remains were found, and the Draco comes from the Latin for dragon. So, like, when you look at like a Stegosaurus or something like that, it has relatively, compared to its hind legs, very stubby forelimbs. But most dinosaurs, I think all of them, their ancestors were bipedal, like prosauropods. Sauropods were at one point bipeds and not quadrupeds. So they had to, adapt to hold the weight on their hands. And then, it's very cool. So, I think it's cool. That's a funky looking Dilophosaurus. Anyway. Oh, Shastosaurus. Okay. We'll be listening as you shower. Okay, I don't know how good you'll be able to hear ASMR while you're showering, but okay. Thank you for looking, Sterling. Thank you. Shastosaurus is from the late the Norian, the late Triassic. 210 million years ago was piscivorous. Cicavorous, however it ate fish. Weighed 680,000 kilograms or 75 tons, from USA, Canada, and China. Was 21 meters long or 69 feet long. This whale-sized ichthyosaur was the biggest marine reptile ever found. Its slender body and a snub, toothless snout made it quite different from most ichthyosaurs, which tended to have a long-nosed, dolphin-like form. The snout suggests it was a suction feeder, subsisting on soft mollusks and fish. Ichthyosaurs were among the most important marine creatures of the Mesozoic era, existing in diverse shapes and sizes from the Triassic through to the Cretaceous. Features common to all species included enlarged eyes and a streamlined body. In 1902, Shastosaurus became the first large example of documented after a fossil was found near Mount Shasta in California. Since then, others have emerged in Canada and China. So, like this illustration here, it looks like a mosasaur, but its mouth is toothless, and it's got big old eyes. I thought it was a mosasaur. I didn't know it was an ichthyosaur. But Shastosaurus sounds familiar. So there's a section in the Triassic that's just some weirdos that weren't dinosaurs. like eudimorphodon, phodon, eudimorphodon, eudimorphodon. It's dimorphodon, but with EU at the beginning. Okay. It's from also the Norian, the late Triassic, 210 million years ago. Also ate fish. It was 10 kilograms or 22 pounds. Found in Bergamo, Italy. Bergamo. It had a wingspan of 1 meter or 3 feet 4 inches. This very early pterosaur skimmed the lakes of the late Triassic southern Europe, hunting for fish. Experts know this because scales have been found in the fossil's stomachs area, and the long jaws bear more than 100 teeth of varying sizes, fangs at the front, small jagged multi-pointed teeth elsewhere, that equipped it well for gripping slippery specimens. Its claws allowed Eudimorphodon to clamber up cliffs and trees from where it could swoop down over the waters, and its long, stiff tail had a vein at the tip that may have helped control its aerial movement. Little is known about the animals from which it developed. All we know is that in the late Triassic, this clearly proficient flyer pops up to provide evidence that avian reptiles were already well established. Around 160 million years before certain dinosaurs developed the ability for themselves. The fact that pterosaur bones weren't light enough to let them fly means that they didn't fossilize as the fact that pterosaur bones were light enough to let them fly. Means they didn't fossilize as easily as other animals. One possible ancestor of Triassic pterosaurs was Heliosaurus, a primitive land-living animal that appears in the fossil record in the preceding Permian age, around 270 million years ago. Eudimorphodon's bones were first discovered in northern Italy and described in 1973. I say burger? No, I said fish. I said fish. Fishies. Give me one moment. I need to blow my nose real quick. Sorry about that. So a bit of a random topic change. There's rumors of a Firefly revival. The show. I've never seen Firefly or anything. I have, of course, I've heard good things. But yeah, apparently it is. There's rumors of a revival, and so we have a box set. Try and set up your new headphones to your PC. Okay, well, it's not working for some reason. Gotcha. I hope you get that figured out soon. But we have a box set of, I don't know if it's the whole thing, but we have a box set of DVDs with Firefly episodes on them. So, we have DVD players, but they're not hooked up to this TV. So, if my PS4 can play DVDs, then we're peachy, but I don't know. I guess do some Googling here. Excuse me. Okay. So apparently they can. Apparently PS4s can play DVDs. So that's good. Anyway, so I've heard good things. So see if I'll watch it on my PS4. Apparently, it doesn't support HD DVDs or 4K or not HD DVDs, 4K or whatever. You know, on Blu-ray. Maybe they could play. I have no idea. It's confusing. Okay, another guy from the Triassic that's not a dinosaur is Exeritodon. Exeritodon. Retodon. Exeritodon. It's from the late Triassic and from the Carnian. From 235 to 221 million years ago, was herbivorous, 80 kilograms or 175 pounds, from Argentina and Brazil. Other species are E. triangulelli, E. major, E. riograndiensis, and E. vinci. Some of these names are rough. Mammal-like herbivorous reptiles called cynodonts were prevalent throughout the Triassic. Towards the end of the age came specimens such as Exeritodon, a squat, sturdy creature that seems to have resembled a dog, but grew to the size of a large pig. This and several other species fossils have been found in Carnian stage Triassic rock formations in Argentina and earlier Ladinian stage formations in Brazil. By the late Triassic, the cynodonts were on the decline, their role as prime consumers of vegetation having been usurped by the rising sauropodomorph dinosaurs, but some kinds managed to survive all the way through to the Cretaceous. It was also 1.8 meters long, or 6 feet long. Next is Oligokephas. Oligokephas? Oligokephas. The book gives you pronunciation guides of both the names. Oligokephas. Oligokephas. It is from the late Triassic, from the Ratian, 227 to 180 million years ago, was herbivorous, 450 grams or 11 pounds, or 1 pound, sorry, from Britain, Germany, North America, and China. It was 50 centimeters long, or a foot and 7 inches. Weasel-like Oligokephas species were known to have lived in Britain, Germany, North America, and China from the late Triassic through to the early Jurassic. Oligokephas was a synapsid, closer to the mammals than it was to other early synapses, such as the sailback Dimetrodon. Its strong teeth suggest a diet of seeds, nuts, and tough plant material, and it may have been able to stand on its hind legs to nip leaves from bushes. Oligokephas was named in 1922, and many specimens have been found since, confirming it it as a very successful and prevalent little herbivore that scurried through woodlands alongside the increasingly dominant dinosaurs. And that's it. Then we have the quiz. And then more, and that's the Jurassic. I don't think I read all of them. I think I skipped one. Yeah. Leptosuchus. What a name. It's from the late Triassic as well, from the Norian. 220 to 205 million years ago was carnivorous. 11,000 kilograms or 1.2 tons from Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico, USA. It was 12 meters long or 39 feet long. During the late Triassic, giant crocodile-like creatures inhabited the lakes and rivers, with genera such as Leptosuchus growing up to the length of a bus. Despite the resemblance, they were not crocodiles, but phytosaurs, a group of reptiles that developed a crocodilian appearance in a great example of convergent evolution, the process by which unrelated animals separately develop into a similar form by occupying a similar niche in an ecosystem. Leptosuchus's fossils have been found in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, while some of its relatives had long, slender snouts that suggest a diet of fish. Leptosuchus had a broad and powerful jaws that would have allowed it to attack terrestrial animals that came to the waterside to drink. However, the name phytosaur actually means plant-eating lizard, a misnomer derived from the fact that the first species identified in 1828 seemed to have a herbivore's teeth. These teeth were actually lumps of fossilized mud. The phytosaurs were vicious carnivores, and Leptosuchus was one of the mightiest examples. So, that sounds familiar. Okay, I kind of like read about the. Does it do that for the Triassic? Now, I don't know how accurate all of the information is in this book. Okay, there we go. So we are now in the Jurassic. I guess we can read the preamble about the Jurassic. The Triassic-Jurassic extinction event saw the disappearance of more than half the known species on land and in the ocean. Pangea began to separate. The tectonic plates pulled apart, and great ruptures and rifts formed that became inundated with seawater. This breakup of the land masses sparked widespread volcanic activity that gradually killed great swaths of life on Earth. But as the two great land masses, Laurasia on the north and Gondwana to the south, became surrounded by new seas, their inland temperatures dropped to habitable levels, and with this came a great blossoming of life. Pterosaurs soared through the skies, and by the period's end they were joined by the first birds, while the ground rumbled throughout the ever heavier footsteps. While the ground rumbled throughout to the ever heavier footsteps of huge herbivorous dinosaurs, the prosauropods of the late Triassic developed now into the hugest animals to walk the earth. Terrifying meat-eaters began to leave their three-toed prints across the land, while even bigger carnivores ruled the seas. Terrifying pliosaurs began to rise. Ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs flourished, and the waters were rich with spiral-shelled ammonites, squid, and fish. With the moister, more temperate climate came lush vegetation, as former Triassic deserts grew green with ferns, cycads, horsetails, and tall coniferous forests that helped satisfy the herbivorous dinosaurs' almighty appetite for foliage. Named after the Jura Mountains on the Swiss-French border, where rocks from this period were first properly studied in the late 18th century, the Jurassic period saw the dinosaurs assume control of the Earth. It was a position they would not relinquish for 130 million years. So we have a bunch of... There's Ardonyx. It's mentioned on the front of the book, so maybe we'll read about Ardonyx. Meaning earth claw. It's from the early Jurassic, the Etengian and Silurian periods, or whatever it's called, epochs, eras. It's from 199 to 196 million years ago. It's herbivorous, 500 kilograms or 11,000 pounds, from South Africa. Worldwide interest greeted the announcement in 2009 of this bulky herbivore's discovery in South Africa, as it sits within an evolutionary gap that paleontologists had been hoping to fill for years. We know the prosauropods of the late Triassic and early Jurassic, and the huge sauropods into which they eventually evolved in the late Jurassic. Ardonyx fits nearly between the two in terms of its anatomy, posture, and feeding habits. It had the prosautomorph's elongated neck, leading to a small head, a massive torso, and long tail. But it was primarily bipedal. However, Ardonyx could drop down on all fours, and the shape of its forearm bones show that they were in the process of evolving into front legs. They were beginning to interlock, making them stronger and less flexible. Flexibility is not a good trait in limbs bearing a heavy load, as it would lead to the joints buckling and perhaps breaking. So here's the beginning of the skeletal structure that would allow sauropods such as Argentinosaurus to support a body weight of up to perhaps 81 tons, or 89.3 tons with one N. Because there's tons with two N's and an ES, and then there's tons with spelled TONS. I don't know what the difference is. I couldn't tell you. Ardonyx also lacked the prosauropod's fleshy cheeks, which allowed them to open its mouth wider. This shows a transition between the prosauropod's way of picking at leaves and the sauropod's more industrial approach of bulk browsing, in which they stripped branches of foliage wholesale. Ardonyx's name combines Afrikaans and Greek and means earth claw, referring to the incrustation of hematite, a hard iron ore, around the fossil's toes, which made extracting the bones a very difficult task. Interesting. That's kind of cool. That's pretty neat. Also, Dilophosaurus is where that was from the Jurassic as well. I talked about Dilophosaurus on last Saturday. I really do like what they did with Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park. They made him tiny and stuff because they didn't want the Dilophosaurus to outshine the Velociraptors. But what was I saying? Yeah. So, because the real animal is just so much cooler. It's so much cooler. And it spits venom in the movie because around that time there was hypotheses, or whatever you want to call it, that maybe Dilophosaurus, it was thought that Dilophosaurus had a very weak bite for a very long time, which is just not true, but it was thought that it was treated that way for a while. So they're like, oh, maybe it used venom or something to like kill its prey. That kind of deal. I believe its bite force is. Oh, hold on. Let's actually Google this. I want to make sure I get this right. Make sure we get this right here. So let's bite force. Excuse me. they had a rather strong bite. Okay, what does the AI overview say? Deep-jawed bite capable of handling large prey, contradicting earlier theories of a weak, narrow snout. While precise, universally accepted Newton figures are not definitive, evidence suggests it was an apex predator capable of biting through bone with adult. Okay. Yeah. So its bite force is strong enough to break bone. Well. Did you get it working? Does the stream sound okay, by the way? There's no problems with the stream audio? It's good? Okay, thank you. Anyway, it was thought for a while that the Dilophosaurus had a weak bite force. Because when you look at it, it has that notch in the jaw below the snout. So like, oh, that is weak or whatever. So anyway, maybe the book will talk about the venom. Maybe it will. So this is Dilophosaurus. It was 7 meters long or 23 feet long. It was from the early Jurassic, from the Silurian. It was from 195 million years ago. It was carnivorous, 400 kilograms or 900 pounds, and it was discovered in Arizona. 2 semicircular crests adorned the head of one of the first great carnivorous theropods. At 7 meters or 23 feet long, it is dwarfed by the monsters of the late Cretaceous, but within the early Jurassic, Dilophosaurus would have been a domineering killer of large prosauropods and primitive armored dinosaurs. If you'll recall Dilophosaurus from the first Jurassic Park film, disregard your image of it. The real animal was far bigger and didn't spit poison. No dinosaurs are known to have been venomous, though some people argue that Sinornithosaurus, page 172, might have been. Dilophosaurus's remains were discovered in northern Arizona in 1942 by a Navajo man named Jesse Williams. He informed a team of paleontologists, and they recovered 3 skeletons, none of which seemed to possess any skull ornamentation. Unlike many large theropods found in the early 20th century, the fossils were initially attributed to Megalosaurus. See page 64. But the discovery in 1964 of another specimen bearing a crest along the snout showed this was a hitherto unknown animal. Re-examination of the best skull from the previous fossils showed a ridge where 2 such plates had broken away before fossilization. In 1970, a new genus was created, with a name meaning double-crested lizard. In 2019, Dilophosaurus became the official state dinosaur of Connecticut, where fossilized trackways of its kind, or a close relative, were discovered. They work with your Xbox perfectly fine, but your PC doesn't pick up the mic. Sometimes the headphones just cut off and you have to reset your PC for them to work again. That sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Wow. Hi, Ninetail. How you doing, sweetheart? Exhausted. Okay. Gotcha. You're exhausted. I hope you were able to get some good sleep, Ninetail. To read about. We'll read one more. We'll read Compsognathus. Compsognathus. Sure. It's from the late Jurassic, the Camarigian. We skipped a bunch of pages here. This is on page 127. The early discoveries of it was from 150 million years ago. Carnivorous, 2.5 kilograms or 5.5 pounds from southern Germany and France. The early discoveries in the 19th century kept revealing huge creatures. And then in 1861, Compsognathus emerged to show how vastly dinosaurs varied in size. For a long time, this was famous as the smallest known non-avian theropod. Well, this position has since been usurped by tiny carnivores such as Microraptor. It retains an important place in the dinosaur family tree. 3 years after its discovery in Germany by an anatomist named Carl Genbauer, observed the similarity between Compsognathus's ankle bones and modern birds. In doing so, he became the first person to raise the possibility of dinosaurs' development into birds. So Compsognathus stands at the very beginning of scientists' efforts to understand this evolutionary link. Relatives such as Sinosauropteryx had a covering of protofeathers, but the Compsognathus fossils reveal no hint of this. So its external appearance is uncertain. If it was a long-legged, nimble runner with grasping claws and tiny sharp teeth set in a delicate skull. It was a long-legged, nimble runner with grasping claws and tiny sharp teeth set in a delicate skull. Its name means dainty jaw. Another reason for many people's continued familiarity with Compsognathus is its inclusion in the Jurassic Park films, where it was depicted hunting in packs. There is no evidence to suggest it was anything but a lone hunter, but its prey may have included. Oh, I got really close to the screen there. Sorry. Its prey may have included Archaeopteryx. The two creatures' fossils were recovered from the same German limestone formation. A second well-preserved and significantly larger Compsognathus fossil turned up in France in 1972, leading to suggestions that the German specimen was actually a juvenile. And it was 1.25 meters long or 4 feet long. It's bigger than you picture it, thanks to the Jurassic films. You're like, oh, this is like a little guy, like the size of like a chihuahua. But no, it was bigger than that. Definitely bigger than that. I'm just putting the book back on my shelf. Hi, Casey. Sorry. Book back on the shelf. About to go to sleep? No, it's okay, Casey. Would you like a good girl routine before you go? Okay. Would you like some smooches for the road? This is such a cute emote. That's so cute. Casey, you're a very, very good girl. Oh, don't worry. No worries, Casey. You're fine. Everybody deserves some praise every now and then, right? Right? All right, there you go. There's some for the road. Oh, thank you, Casey. You're sweet. You're sweet, Casey. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, whatever time it is for you. Thank you for stopping by, sweetheart. It's always good to see you. Hi, Maury. Hi, sweetie. How are you? How are you, sweetheart? I hope you're having a good week. You're a good girl. Okay. Hi, Maury. How are you? Just got off of work. Nice, nice. Hope you get some good rest. I'm doing okay. I'm sleepy. I am sleepy as well. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. I forgot I had an appointment today. I thought it was on Friday, but it was today. So I'm glad I got up when I did. But I'm sleepy. Fast scratchies. Okay. Last minute appointments. It wasn't last minute. I got up with like an hour and a half or like 2.5 hours to spare. So it's just that I forgot it was that afternoon. So, um, yeah, I made it in time. In fact, I was like 15 minutes early. Gives me sorry. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Hi Gunther. How you doing? Sorry, I got distracted. Hi Gunther. Hope you're doing alright, sweetheart. Good to see you. Maury, thank you for being here. Thank you for lurking and chatting. Spending time with us on the stream. Thank you. It's always good to see you, Maury. Always good to see you. You worked very, very hard this week. And I'm very, very proud of you. We just got off of work too. Nice. I'm doing okay, Gunther. I'm doing okay. I'm just sleepy. I'm sleepy. I did some reading today. I've been wanting to read more, so I did read some, and then it made me sleepy. So, yeah. Sorry if you guys hear like knocking sounds. My sister's hamsters are rolling around in the hallway in their hamster balls, and they like to knock their hamster balls against like the bathroom door because they want to get in there for some reason. And sometimes they'll just stay against the wall in the hallway and like try to lick dust off the siding on the wall or whatever it's called, the molding, whatever it's called. For some reason, I don't know why they do that, but they do. They're weirdos. They're weird little hamsters. Anyway, sorry if you guys hear why specifically the bathroom? I don't know, because the door is closed and they like see this gap between the door and the floor, maybe, and they're like, oh, space I can try to get into. I don't know, or maybe there's smells in there that they are curious about. I don't know. The mind of a hamster is an enigma. Boy, you worked very, very hard this week, and I'm very, very proud of you, sweetheart. You're a very, very good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good work. No, sorry. It was muscle memory. I apologize. Good girl, Maury. Good girl. You're a very, very good girl. Good girl, Maury. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. Oh, look at you, such a good girl. Yes, you are. Such a good girl. Very, very good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good girl. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. Mm, 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 mm. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. Yes, you are such a good girl. Oh, look at you, such a good girl. A very, very good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good girl. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. Mm, mm, mm. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, look at you, such a good girl. Yes, you are. A very, very good girl. Yes, you are. Good girl, Lori. Good girl. 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 I think I had thought that the appointment was on Friday because over the weekend my brother was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the game store with me and sister on the 6th, Friday the 6th?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then I think my brain was like, "Oh, there's something I have to do on the 6th." Maybe? I don't I don't know. But thank you for the good girl with Nemo. Hopefully that was okay for you, sweetheart. Give me a moment to blow my nose real quick, and then we'll get you your scratches. Fair enough, Gunther. Fair enough. I need to do some campaign prep for my tabletop campaign tomorrow. Oh, yeah. So I saw a TikTok um earlier today about for an indie game. I wonder. I can't remember what it was called. Hold on, give me a second. See if I can find it. Also, we have some more news about High Guard apparently. Um, the game is shutting down on the 12th, so the day before Monster Hunter Stories Ember Seeker, that's what it's called. It's getting shut down the day before Monster Hunter Stories 3 releases, which I don't know, just kind of funny to me. Um, it's shutting down is not funny. It's tragic, really. Um, we, I think I said most of my piece about High Guard during like the 12-hour streams. Didn't it just come out? Yeah, it came out on the 26th of January. So, uh, the day of shutdown. On the day of shutdown, it will have been out for like 45 days. And they're releasing one final update today, or I think they said it was going to be today. The news broke yesterday, like last night, or yesterday morning. I don't know. So they're doing one of their like weekly updates, uh, releasing another warden, a new weapon, skill trees, which would have been cool on launch. So apparently, uh, 2 weeks after the game launched, they let go 80% of the studio. Right? Apparently, there were like, according to some reports, there were 20 people left at the studio. Excuse me, sorry, that was a gross one. Okay, Ember's. Oh, Ember Secret is on Steam. All right, I'll put that on my wish list. Sure, it looks cool. Anyway, hi Kool-Aid Man, how you doing? Hope we're doing right, sweetheart. But yeah, so it's just really tragic that so after the layoffs, it was found out that they were funded by Tencent, which is not like evil or anything. I mean, Tencent has more money than Mexico, but um, like everybody's funded. Tencent has fingers in everybody's pie, everybody's pies. So it's like fine, but they like kept the Tencent funding a secret. I'm also curious if like the studio heads and the higher ups at Wildlight kept the fact that they were funded by Tencent a secret, because that there was that dev that put out that big long post on Twitter saying like, "Hey, this I don't like all this stuff," and then he got dogpiled by all these nasty people. He was just venting, right? And he said that it was just they were an indie team and they deserved a better shot or to be given a chance. You had a bad day at work today? I'm sorry to hear that, Kool-Aid Man. Mwah. And they were so the studio was funded by Tencent, specifically their Timi division, TIMI, which Tencent has also just like completely shut down. Like they closed that arm of Tencent completely. So, I'm guessing that Tencent shut down that arm of their company, and then that just dried up funding for High Guard completely. Like there was they were already out of money, I'm guessing. Like the fact that High Guard launched in the state it did, and then they only had like 2 weeks of runway, before having to like let go 80% of the studio, is crazy. The fact that like the studio itself was just mishandled that badly, mismanaged completely, is terrible. That's awful. And like they said they had a whole year of content ready, right? They had developed this year-long roadmap of content to drip feed over the course of a year, alongside the game, so they would have stuff to drop. And I'm sitting here wondering why not just drop all of that at once. Like this moment you see it like going poorly, just drop all that content, add all the characters. Yeah. Um, I don't know if the game was. I had ever played it. I didn't feel like playing it. I did not want to go into my computer's BIOS settings to turn on secure boot or TPM 2.0 or whatever. Like I'm not doing that for a game, let alone a free game. I'm just not doing that. No, thank you. I'm also not very interested in like competitive FPS games anymore. I just don't have the energy for that kind of thing anymore. I'd rather just play Deep Rock. I really like Deep Rock Galactic. It's really good. Um anyway, the studio shut down, right? Um well, the game's going to shut down. And they're launching a character. And like they had all this funding. They had funding from Tencent, their Timmy division, Timmy arm, Timmy branch, and then Tencent shuts down the Timmy branch. So either they shut down the Timmy branch, and then uh, Wildlight was like, "Oh shoot, the people that were giving us money are just gone now. They're just gone. They don't exist." Or it was a combination of like Tencent shutting down Timmy, and then like the funding that Tencent gave them for like however many years of development uh dried up, and then Tencent was like, no, no more. Sorry, we're shutting down Timmy. Or some, I don't know what happened. It's tragic, really, that the Wildlights, like, I feel really bad for the people that work there, and I hope they're able to land on their feet and find good work. Especially the character artist. She does like amazing work. She designed Ash for. She did the design for Ash for Apex Legends and stuff. Like she designed Apex Legends characters. She's a talented lady. She's a talented lady. Very good artist. And you can I think she has like a website or something. You can go and look at her portfolio, and she put up a bunch of like high guard mock-ups and character art and their lore, and there's some good stuff in there. Like there's a really cool character lady. She's like part dragon, or apparently the magic in High Guard is powered by souls, and souls manifest in her is giving her like dragon wings, and she wears like dragon bone armor, and she's just really cool, and she has like scars on her shoulder blades where the wings, soul wings, pop out. Very cool character. I don't think, and um that was the last one she had time she did, and this character, which is the coolest one, she has dragon wings. That's so cool. um wasn't even approved by like the narrative team or the writers or anything before the game launched. So she's not even sure if she'll ever see the light of day, and she's now we know she's not. Um but like the characters they launched with, I don't know why they picked John Highgard, Atticus, the guy with the lightning staff that he throws at people. Why they picked him as their front man. Use like put like um anyone else as your main guy. Anyone else. Um put Scarlet, the sand lady, or Mara, the lady that steals souls with her tentacle powers. Put them in the front, or heck, even just Redmayne, and tweak Redmayne a little. Give him like bronze armor instead of this weird burlap cloth stuff everywhere. Give him bronze gold armor. You know, some of them just need a little tweaks, and some of them she knocked out of the park, really, honestly. And a lot of the unreleased characters would have been way cooler on launch. Like launch with those guys. Just launch with all of them. I don't know. Maybe some obviously. So apparently the dragon lady wasn't ready. Maybe. So maybe she was next year's going to be on next year's roadmap, or I don't know. But she does good work, and she apparently had to turn around a character in like 2 to 3 weeks per character, and then was also the head of the microtransactions team. So she had to come up with skins in those 2 to 3 weeks before working on the next character. Like the fact that she turned in the work that she did in the span of like 2 to 3 weeks, and they look as good as they do. They need some tweaks and stuff, but she only had 2 to 3 weeks per character, from concept to like getting the final design to like the guys to make the 3D model. for the game in 2 to 3 weeks. That turnaround, uh, the quality of her art in that turnaround time, she knocked it out of the park. Really, she did a heck of a job. So I hope she's able to find a place that gives her the time she deserves to cook, because she cooks some good meals. She really does. Like, there are obviously talented people on that team, and then the management just like squandered it completely by mismanaging the funds, or like just running the team, just running spinning their wheels for a while on what kind of game they want to make. Like, they initially started with like a base rating survival shooter game, but wanted it to be competitive, so they scrapped that initial bit and then went with something else, and then that turned into what Highguard ended up launching as. And then they just kept going, and then they were like, okay, we have to launch on this date, and it has to knock it out of the park. We have to make like $1 bajillion in the first 2 weeks, otherwise over half the studio is gone. So it's like, why would you even manage your company like that? That sounds terrible. Why would you do that? That sounds very irresponsible. I'm no like money expert or leader or anything. That just sounds bad. Company bought the finished game in the indie studio. Sounds like it'd be simple money. Like, they're obviously very talented people. They came from Respawn. They poached, the guys formed Respawn or formed Wildlight, and then poached their friends from Respawn, EA, to come work for them on a new game, with the promise of like this revenue share model, this royalty model, where if the game did do gangbusters, everybody in the team would get a bit of the windfall from that. Like, they would get a bunch of money from making a good game as individual developers, which is cool, very cool. But like, I don't know, man. It's just really tragic. It's just sad. And it's a shame that like they're not. Maybe they will. I don't know. They haven't said they're not going to, and they haven't said they will do this. But I think it would be just as like a games preservation thing to make it so people can host their own servers for Highguard, so people can the few tens of thousands of people or whatever that are playing this game, the core audience, the small core audience that really liked or really likes Highguard, can keep playing it. I think that would be nice, and you know, I think that'd be good. But I don't know. Maybe that won't. I don't think that'll happen. There's only 20 people at the studio, maybe less now. It's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, shutting down. They're closing the servers officially on the 12th of March, so in like a week and a half, or a week. So yeah. um. Anyway, I thought it would have lasted maybe a little longer. Like, just they've been putting out the like weekly or bi-weekly updates, content updates. I think the moment like they laid off people, I think they should have just put out like half of it. Like, before they laid people off, whatever, just get more of that content you already have made out there. Just get people butts in seats, and then try something like that. But I guess they didn't even have the money to pay people to do that much after 2 weeks. So I don't know. it's it's so sad. It's so sad. Anyway, are you still here, Kool-Aid Man? Sorry, I get you your good way. Oh, we got yapping. So anyway, I hope the people that got laid off from the whole deal, I hope those guys, those people land on their feet, are able to. They're obviously talented people. I hope they find some sort of work. But this job market, man. They're obviously very talented. They did work on Titanfall and Apex. Most of them did. And I hope they're able to work for people that respect them more than the guys that ran Wildlight did. Or at least work for people that better manage their company. But who knows? Who knows? Especially the lady that did the character designs. I hope she goes on to do greater and better things because her art's really good. Her art's really good. She has a good sense for character design. I think she has a blue sky, and she has concept art for high guard characters and stuff up there. The post-launch characters are cooler than the ones they launched with. Just way cooler. Like the wolf guy, the guy that turns into a wolf, and the lady that grows dragon wings made of souls, and there's a suit of armor that's just full of soul energy and is like an animated suit of armor. Cool ideas. Apparently he was going to be the next character to release. Maybe he's the one that is out. I have no idea. But yeah, anyway, let's get you a good boy, Kool-Aid Man. So sorry. I hope you're able to get some good rest. Kool-Aid Man, thank you for being here. Thank you for lurking and chatting, spending time with us on the streams. Thank you. Very, very, very good boy. On the stream, thank you. It's always good to see you, sweetheart. And you worked very, very hard this week. And I'm very, very proud of you. You deserve some good rest. You're a very, very good boy. Good. 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 Good boy, good man, good boy. Good boy, 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 good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Kool-Aid Man. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Kool-Aid Man. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sorry. Good boy, Kool-Aid Man. Thank you for being who you are Good boy, Clayman. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, Clayman. Good boy. Look at you, such a good boy. Oh, yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, Clayman. Good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, Clayman. Good boy. Good boy, good boy. Look at you, such a good boy. Yes, you are. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sorry, burp. There you go, Clayman. Thank you for the redeem, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. Sorry it took me so long to get to. Hopefully that was alright for you. Space Marine 2 got an update? It's still getting updates? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. High Guard was just such an interesting story. It's just fascinating. More the story of it is more fascinating than like the game itself. Which was also the case for Concord, but Concord was like just nuclear levels of flop. Anyway, um, High Guard's story is just so interesting. It just everything about it. The fact that they wanted to do a shadow drop, just drop it like they did with Apex Legends. Um, with like it's a bunch of sponsored streams and just like the game's out, you can go play right now. Um, I don't think nearly as many people would have given the game a shot if they didn't appear at the Game Awards. Excuse me. And like the lead up to High Guard launching was fascinating because the game was like apparently they did pay to be at the Game Awards, but Jeff put them in the final spot. They didn't pay for the final spot; they just paid for a spot at the Game Awards, and man, and then they went radio silent because their plan was to shadow drop like Apex, but you can't shadow drop after like more people than watched the Super Bowl watched the Game Awards. You can't shadow drop after appearing in a show like that, especially before the game of the year announcement. Like there's just no world where that's considered a shadow drop. And you gave us a release date. If they didn't give us the release date of January 26th, people would have been like, okay, interesting. Um, but where is this game? Why is there nothing else? No trailers or any information that they're not talking about the game at all. But there's no release date. So we're like, okay, where is the game? We had a release date, January 26th. So people were like, okay, I guess we'll wait till then. So I don't know. It's just a bunch of baffling decisions by the people in charge at the studio that just kind of makes no sense. Makes sense in like maybe a vacuum, but broadly do not make any sense and were terrible decisions that got people made a bunch of people lose their jobs and yeah. Apparently the lead like game designer guy who worked on a bunch of Call of Duty games and Titanfall and Apex or Titanfall 1 and 2. So the guy knows what he's doing at least. I don't think he was in charge of the money at all. That was a different guy. But he on Twitter posted a bunch of stats about High Guard because like the game's it's over. You might as well just put out all this data and stuff. Apparently, the game had 2 million people play it over the course of its lifespan. 2 million people. That's a lot of people. And the day one concurrence was like almost 100,000. And then it was more than that on PlayStation day one. So like a lot of people played Hardguard. And he also said 92% of them finished the tutorial. And the average game session before they turn off the game was like 98 minutes or something like that. 89 minutes. So they finished the tutorial and played like 3 matches on average. So like that's not bad. But like I'm sure a bunch of other development studios would like kill for those numbers. Like 2 million people have 2 million people try your game. That's crazy numbers. But it didn't convert into much at all income through like the skins and stuff. And they made, to their credit, they made the first like battle pass thing free. I think it worked like Helldivers 2's things where you unlock the pass and then you have to use currency to unlock each individual thing on the pass. Kind of like how Fortnite does it now, I guess. It's been forever since I played Fortnite. I don't know if they've changed how their battle passes work. They made the first one free to get people in the door, but they didn't have much in the way of cosmetics immediately. Like each character had 1 or 2 skins. Some had 3, and a lot of them just weren't very good. And like the guns had skins. Some of the skins for the character should have been their default instead, I think. Like there's a really cool skin for Mara where she's wearing like all white and has like this veil and a little tiara thing on her head, and then her gloves and the like long billowing sleeves are like covered in blood. And like she's some kind of vampire. It's very cool. It's a very cool look. But yeah. Anyway, we have the final ad break about 4 minutes. If we have no other trigger requests, I'll probably call it night here in like 10 minutes. I am getting a little sleepy. I'm getting a bit of a headache. So I don't want to go too late, too much longer. But this is like last call for trigger requests and things of the sort. And Marathon had its like free to play period, like the server stress test thing yesterday. It ended today or last night. My brother apparently really likes Marathon, and on the Steam like most revenue tab or whatever, right? You can sort games by that. Top sellers. Marathon was number 3. Now it's number 1. Earlier today, it's overtaken Resident Evil Requiem and Counter-Strike. So it's got that going for it. It's got that going for it. So those are all like pre-purchases before the game launches tomorrow, or maybe in like a couple hours at midnight. I don't know how it works. So it's now beaten Requiem, which I've heard very good things about. I've never played a Resident Evil game. I've watched friends and people stream it and videos of people playing them. But I've never played them. I don't know if they're my cup of tea, but they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch. I was watching Blue play it yesterday, and he seemed just really happy with it. So, seeing people happy makes me happy. The guide the raid. Thank you, Gunther. Let me check. What is Ardiant up to? Where is Ardiant? Yeah, writing and reading. Okay. Okay. Because usually she's reading a book and chilling. Okay. Thank you. Cause I would have, I, I've had people who do guide their raids before on ASMR streams, but the people they wanted to guide the raid to were not streaming ASMR. So, um, yeah. If Ardian's reading, we can go say hi to Ardian. Thank you for the redeem. You read the rules for it. Thank you, Gunther. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Yeah, we can say hi to Artie in like 10 minutes. Sure. I hope Artie's still alive. Then, oh, they've only been going for 30 minutes. Okay, we should be fine. What rules did I put on it? I don't I don't remember. To an ASMR streamer. Okay, just all caps. Okay, and I did put a cap of 1 on that. Okay, awesome. Awesome. It's I think the last person to do usually Thorn's the only one that uses that routine. It is expensive. It is expensive. We have the ad break any second now. Any second now. So, Marathon is apparently outsold RE9 on Steam, which makes sense. RE9 is a single player game, but RE9 just seems really cool. I don't get a bunch. If I played it, I wouldn't understand a bunch of the stuff like, whoa, who's that guy? Who's that guy? You know, it'd be like I feel like it'd be like hopping in the middle of like a giant like shonen series, like hopping in the middle of like Dragon Ball. It's just like I have no idea what's going on. Um, but it seemed pretty cool. Blue was having a good time with it, so. If RE9 runs well, I have hope of Monster Hunter Stories 3 running well. I don't know if the Stories games, I don't know if this new Stories game is in the RE engine or if it's in a different one or Unreal or something. Obviously, the original one was not in the RE engine because it was put on the 3DS. Maybe. I actually don't know. I don't know what the first Stories games engine was. MT framework. It uses the same engine as Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade classics. So does Stories 2. It's built in the RE engine. Okay. Okay. There's no Wilds is in the RE engine, and that game runs like doo-doo. So I've heard it's gotten better, but okay, give me one moment. I need to blow my nose real quick. Sorry about that. Also, I finished an anime, which hasn't happened in a while. Um, I I finished Shangri-La Frontier season 2, 2 nights ago. Uh, Very cool. Shangri-La Frontier to me is like no anime has felt made me feel such like Saturday morning cartoon vibes than Shangri-La has. In part because the seasons run into like the 20s of episodes. Like there's a couple dozen episodes, right? So that helps. Um, but it's just it's probably not like the best anime ever, but it's certainly entertaining. It certainly is, and there's some parts in season 2 that you're like, how did they make that look like that? Like I don't want to spoil it, but there's a couple of scenes where big attacks happen, and you're like, holy crap, that was amazing. They used all the budget on those 2 scenes, or a couple handful of scenes. I don't know. It's good. It does have kind of scuffed 3D models for some of the enemies, but um, I like it. I like it. It feels worth the effort to finish it. You want sniffs? Okay, Maury. Okay, give me one moment. Just blow my nose one more time. Okay, sorry about that. We'll get you your sniffers, Maury, and then we'll call it a night here. All right. Thank you, Maury. That's all I got in me. Thank you for the redeem, Maury. Thank you, sweetheart. Best sniffers ever. I'm glad you enjoyed them, Maury. Okay. Give me one moment to swap my headphones and we'll get the raid going here. We'll go say hi to Ardiant. Ardiant is reading a book. So, yeah. I'll be right back. Okay. Here we go. Spelled it right first try. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all very much. I will see you guys tomorrow for some Monster Hunter Rise with Eri, if Eri is available tomorrow. If Eri's not available for Monster Hunter tomorrow, I don't feel like playing Rise by myself. So we'll figure something out if Eri's unavailable tomorrow. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Please take care of yourselves. Get some food. Get some water. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Use mouthwash. Floss. Do all the things. Take your meds. Take your vitamins. Put on some cozy pajamas. It's still kind of chilly out there. We're supposed to get like snow and rain and stuff tonight. So, yeah, stay warm. Take care of yourselves, guys. And if you need some more of my ASMR for whatever reason, all the VODs are up on YouTube. And yeah, I'm sure most of you here know that already, but I would recommend watching the VODs on YouTube as there's no ads. We're not monetized on YouTube. We don't have enough watch time or subs. If you get ads on the ASMR, on the VODs on YouTube, that's YouTube just putting them there. I don't get anything from that. So, good night, DJ. Good night, Maury. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Please be nice to Ardian, please. Bye bye.